What is up guys, my name is Chase and we all love the Nintendo Switch. That's just basic knowledge by now. But there are some lesser known secrets about the Nintendo Switch that you may not know about. So today I'll be sharing some Nintendo Switch secrets. The first Nintendo Switch secret is that the Nintendo Switch actually has a camera. Now don't worry, it's not a webcam where the government is always watching you. Actually, if you take a look at the right Joy-Con, this little black glossy part on the bottom of the Joy-Con is actually an infrared camera. For whatever reason, Nintendo thought this would be fun to throw onto the Joy-Con, which is like, okay, cool. So this little black thing at the bottom of the Joy-Con does actually have a purpose. It's used in a lot of very interesting ways. If you've ever played Ring Fit Adventure, you know that this IR camera can be used to track your pulse. In the game 1-2 Switch, the camera is used for like a sandwich eating mini game. Nintendo Labo uses it for some of the Toy-Cons. So there is actually a camera on the Nintendo Switch kinda. It's a little IR camera on the bottom of the right Joy-Con. My next Nintendo Switch secret is that you can actually connect Bluetooth audio devices to the Nintendo Switch. This feature was randomly introduced in a system update kinda recently, but if you go into your Nintendo Switch settings, scroll down to Bluetooth audio and you can actually pair an audio device. So for example, you can pair your AirPods, you can connect a Bluetooth speaker. It's actually really convenient to use wireless earphones while you're playing your Switch. So for example, on my Switch, I have my AirPods Pros connected to it. So if we pop in my AirPods Pros and connect to it, and there we go. I'm now hearing everything on the Switch on my AirPods Pros, which is really cool. Speaking of new features, the Nintendo Switch also now has folders. So if you're like me and you have a bunch of games and apps taking up your Switch, if you scroll all the way to the right of the home page to All Software, and on the top right of the screen you'll see next to the L button that it says Groups. So you press the L button, and it'll take you to a groups page, which is basically just folders. You can create a new group and add whatever games you want to in your little group, and it makes it really helpful for like searching through all of the games and apps you have on your Switch. I particularly like using it for my backlog. I have a whole group just full of games that I still have to play in my backlog, and so it makes it easy for me to just never forget. Make sure you play your backlogs, kids. My next Nintendo Switch secret is once again in the system settings. If you scroll down to controllers and sensors, there are actually a bunch of different settings you can use for your controllers. For example, you can change the button mapping of your controller. So if you go into change button mapping, you can change what all of the different buttons do for your controller. It gives you a lot of freedom for how you want to play your games. Also in the controller settings, you can actually update your controllers. If I'm not mistaken, there hasn't been a controller software update in a little while, but it's just kind of cool to know that at any moment Nintendo could randomly introduce features to the controllers by sending out a controller software update. Also in the controller settings, there's a way to completely unpair all of your controllers. This is good for like troubleshooting if you're having problems with your controllers. It's basically a factory reset for all of your controllers. And my final Nintendo Switch secret is the Nintendo Switch Online icons. This was also introduced somewhat recently. If you go into the Nintendo Switch Online app at the bottom of the home screen and you scroll down to missions and rewards, you can actually use your My Nintendo Platinum coins to buy a bunch of different icons for your Switch profile. The available icons rotate pretty frequently. The Animal Crossing New Horizons icons correspond with the villagers' birthdays, and a lot of times they'll have icons for like the newest Nintendo game. And these icons barely cost any Platinum coins. They're usually 10 coins for an actual character, and then 5 coins for a background or a frame. And so once you redeem your icons, you can go into your Nintendo Switch Online profile and you can create an icon. And so you can choose whatever characters you have, whatever backgrounds or frames you have. And it's really fun to get these like bonus icons that you can use for your Switch profiles. I love this Kirby sleeping one that I have on right now. It pretty much sums up my entire life. But those are 5 of my lesser known Nintendo Switch secrets. If you guys have any of your own favorite Nintendo Switch secrets, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you guys want to watch another one of my Nintendo videos, feel free to check them out below. For now, thank you for watching. My name is Chase and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.